We're back with another episode of the Santa Boot First podcast. You know what week it is, boys? Bye. We'll be back talking about the bye week and bye to some Philly sports figures. Hang out with us.
Period. They hearing it, believe they fearing it, but loving it though. I hate the game, fuck the fame, but I'm loving it though.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Santa Boot First podcast.
Didn't cut that one.
Yeah.
No. I let it run.
After fame, but I'm loving it.
That might be one of the hardest openings,
You like that?
in podcast Eagles in Philadelphia.
Well, when you let it run to that
When you let it
part,
run,
let it run to
yeah,
the
when you
end.
let it run, it's just like, oh, okay. I
mean-
like this show.
Hey, take a look in this room. Don't we look like a bunch of hard-ass dudes?
You do.
Come on.
You do.
That's WP Strong.
Oh, God. Here we go. Here we go.
I ruined it.
Crew team. Tough guy.
We blew right past the intro.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's fine. We're coming to you live from beautiful downtown Willow Grove from the fantastic Crack Belt Production Studios. This is your co-host this evening, Jim Marcus. To my left, Deke Martin, the elder statesman. Good evening.
No.
To his left, Smitty.
Good evening, sir.
As what does Pat call you? The despicable Ryan Smitty?
No, ruthless.
Ruthless.
The ruthless Ryan Smitty. All right, I'll apologize. Despicable DJ.
He's despicable,
to
too.
the left of you.
DJ.
I've been called worse.
Of all the
Yeah,
DJ
The
Martins,
king of Philly scumbags.
the DJ's left. We got Andrew Martin.
That's the one making
So,
all the noise.
Just making random
Oh,
noises for
TikTok.
us.
TikTok.
You need the headphones to hear the noises you're giving us.
The insider.
And to his left, Brody Marcus. What's going on, Brody, man?
What's up?
Behind the glass, we got Nate Moss keeping us live on the air. What's going on, Nate?
What's up, man?
Nothing much, guys. We're here. Bye week. Bye Jalen. Bye Flyers coaches. Bye Ben Simmons.
Bye, Jalen.
Where are we going? Where are we going, boys? So let's dig into the
Let's go.
Our sponsors first before we get too crazy. Thank you, InsurePhilly.com, sponsoring the Santa Boot First podcast. For all your insurance needs, InsurePhilly.com. Up to 10 quotes in about 10 minutes. Keeping us hydrated. Pops McCann's whiskeys. We got one of the high proofs in here, the feather in the cap
Yeah.
tonight, 100 proof. Nice and fired up. This should go
Uh-huh.
great. This should go great. A later start, more whiskey in us. Fantastic. And also to our newest sponsor, Mamma Mia's Pizzeria. Tonight we had I called it the indecision, the indecisive pizza, the half white, half tomato pie. Very good with the little dollop of regatta cheese on there.
That was
Very nice square pie. We had a plain. You know, Smitty likes his plain.
That's right.
Best plain in the city.
That's right. That's right.
And a pepperoni stromboli. So thanks to
Oh,
Mama
yeah,
Mia's
that's
for
good.
keeping our bellies full for us. All right, let's get into it now. Minshew mania. Brody said it. You want to start it off? You're all Minshewed up. Tried to start growing a mustache.
Going for,
He was in the sink after I shaved.
Yeah.
Trying to pick up the.
Were you shaving Monday
Yeah.
morning there, Brody?
are you
Trying to
are
get
you hoping
growing
Santa
that through
brings you a
me,
number
too?
10 jersey? You want Santa to bring you number 10?
Dad, when are you going to shave your beard? I need the mustache to fill it a little bit more. But what do we? It's the Jets. Let's first be. We're all going to overreact because that's what we do. It was the Jets, but let's say he won the game. It's Jalen. You weren't here last week to take the beating.
I was here.
You
Yeah,
came
I
on.
listened.
You came on.
I
through
heard
Zoom.
the
We're on
beating.
the live with us.
Listen, he played horrible against the Giants. No, nothing else to say.
No,
It was probably his worst game of his career.
It was,
No,
and
it
you know
was,
what's the
it
worst
was.
part about it? It was the worst game of his career, and they still could have won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Right?
not bad.
No,
the Giants.
not could have.
Exactly.
They should have won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to go on the Minshew mania, I mean, like you said, Jim, it's the Jets, and yeah, it was a nice win, but it nothing impressed me about him.
Dude,
Well,
I mean, he made
I
good reads, but
I made a
Uh,
comment about him not having an NFL arm, and I got blasted.
but guess what? You're 100% right.
no, he doesn't.
He
Have one.
didn't.
He has a
prove that
noodle
he
arm.
does.
Yeah, well, but I got blasted when I
Hurts
said
has a
it.
better arm than him. I know
Yeah,
you don't
I
want to think
think-
he
yeah.
does.
Eh.
Yes.
Well,
The
it ain't
reality-
saying, it ain't saying much.
The
Right, I agree
reality
with you.
is,
Noodle.
I don't think either one of them is an NFL starter.
They're great backups.
Yeah, they're very good backups.
They're good backups,
Yeah.
but I don't think either one's a
They're
starter.
very serviceable and guys that can come in and get you
That-
a win like
that
like
said,
Gardner did.
Yeah, that said, I still want to see Hurts have the rest of the season.
Yeah, Hurts
Yeah.
should be the starter going forward, as
Yes.
Sirianni already said.
Yeah, like what I said last week. This was pretty much just an extra bye week. Like this isn't anything.
the
The Jets.
should
locker,
be- yeah,
the Jets are
was
going to
a
have
pre-bye
locker room
week.
content from Brody.
Put it up on the board.
Up till halftime, it wasn't
on the
another bye
Put
week.
that on the Jets Twitter.
Yeah,
there was-
they were staying with us toe to toe, except for their extra points.
Well, that first quarter,
That
after the first quarter, the Eagles kind of were like, "All right, I guess we got."
Yeah, but the
I didn't feel
defense, dude.
comfortable till the third quarter.
defense looked
Yeah.
awful.
The second quarter, the tide started to change.
Defense was terrible.
You could tell that the Eagles were not going to be stopped all day, and the Jets were eventually going to be. Like,
They were eventually going to be
yeah,
Jets.
like you
and-
could.
Yeah,
The
well-
defensive line made plays. The secondary actually started covering the receivers.
And it helped that they didn't have to spend a lot, meaning the defense didn't have to spend a lot of time on the field in the second half because the time of possession was ridiculous.
I think I know where you're going.
Imagine drafting the number 2 overall pick. Zach Wilson blows.
Oh, I thought you were going.
He's terrible. Like
he's
he's
bad.
awful.
And
Like,
you know what sucks?
he's
You
awful.
know what's good is that it's not good, but the Eagles tried to trade up for him in the
Right.
draft.
Right. That tells you how he knows his quarterbacks.
Right? So I mean,
He's got a quarterback factory going. What are you talking
yeah.
about?
So that's
Minshew mania.
We dodged a bullet there.
Look, these guys, the only quarterback, and even Mac Jones hasn't been lights out. Like,
I mean, he
Yeah,
threw the
they're
ball
all
3
rookies.
times.
I know,
the other
that-
night.
that's
draft
ridiculous.
class
That's
quarterbacks.
just Bill Belichick just saying,
Yeah, F you. I'm gonna win the game.
I'm Bill Belichick. I'm going to win. And
Help me out. I Damian Harrison fantasy. Beat Pat Bernard's ass.
No, but he understood the conditions. He knew the game situation,
Right.
and he knew probably the only way we're going to win this game is just to pound the ball.
and Buffalo knew that, and he just kept
And-
doing it.
and-
Yeah, he
and-
just kept
and-
doing
and
it,
he
and kept
kept-
doing it,
yeah.
and kept doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I think
And
this-
and it's a shame that they, meaning the Eagles, wasted half a season trying to force this guy to pass the ball when he's clearly not
Well,
capable of passing
but
it
you-
40 times a
can't-
game.
All right, yeah, not 40 times a game, but you got to see what he can do.
Right.
Yes, you
in
do.
in a passing
But you
game
also have to
situation.
protect him. He's still in, well, at that time he was still in his rookie
I
season.
get it.
You got to protect him. You
But
got to let him manage the game.
I don't
You
have
can't force him to do things that he's not
you
necessarily
gotta-
capable of doing.
any quarterback in the league needs a running game to be
Yes,
successful.
yes.
But I don't mind them willing to throw the ball 30 times a game.
But the same play
But
over
see,
and
so
over and
If-
over
if the
again.
If the running game's not
It was
there,
DJ. It was an RPO all first 8 weeks.
What are you
of the
talking?
No,
Yeah, but
no, it
here's the
wasn't. It's
problem
not.
against the
It's not.
Giants. You have success running the ball,
that's what I'm saying.
and then you go back and you
They
start
just-
passing. Like
they-
you get the
Some
ball at
games,
the
they
5-yard
did.
line,
They
and you
ran
throw,
the ball
throw,
down
throw.
the number
They-
one rushing
I get-
defense's throats.
Right,
Yeah.
that's my
Right,
point.
yeah, but some games the running game wasn't there, and some games you have to throw the ball.
But they go away from it too easy. And that's just what Smitty, that's where I thought
Yeah,
you were going to
but-
go with the
so,
Zach
like,
Wilson.
Think about the games they threw a lot.
Yeah, but think
Kansas
about
City, Tampa Bay.
right
because they
Because
had
you
to.
have to.
because they were behind.
Well, yeah, you're behind, but because you also have to, because those offenses are so high
They-
powered, you got to keep up with them, and you do that in the passing
But
game.
you can also slow them down by running the ball, right?
True.
Yeah.
right?
They would have.
but not when your defense isn't all that. Like your defense is good enough, but not great enough to stop an offense like that.
I think the Eagles could have ran the ball. Like if Hurts was under center, the game plan's different against the Jets. But I think they would just would have ran the ball down their throats. Like the Jets could
Well,
not
they
stop
did.
the run game.
Miles
But
ran the
that's what I'm
ball
saying. Miles
24
was-
times.
Yeah, and then he got
24
hurt.
times, and then he got hurt.
I'm glad Miles had that game last
For
week.
120 yards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he needed that.
But
I
did
think
you
that's
notice
really
the
good for
stat
him.
line that they showed in the beginning of the game?
Yeah,
He
it's
has like
been
one of
like-
the most rushing yards in the league with no touchdowns.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, because when you get the ball, like in the Giants game, you get the ball first and goal.
They
You
don't-
throw
they don't-
3 straight
I-
freaking
I-
times.
Yeah.
What the
I
hell
think
is that
Yeah.
about?
That's part of it.
That's
but
the
I
bullshit.
also think
Yeah.
a little bit of it is because Miles isn't really. He's more he's a shifty guy.
He's
and I
more
don't-
east to west at a north
He is,
south.
but he could hit the hole
But
at
once
the
he
goal
gets,
line.
once he gets
Well,
into
you
the
would
field,
hope.
he's gone.
He doesn't get the ball.
But at the goal line,
Yeah,
it's
the goal
down,
line,
straight up
Yeah.
the middle. I don't know
That's
if
when
he's- I don't know if he's that type of back.
I mean, he could.
And
What
I think,
Howard-
I
agree
think
with
another
you.
I think another reason is his fumble problem.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He fumbles a lot.
You think if Howard plays against the Giants, the Eagles win?
Yes.
I don't know.
They can pound the ball.
They didn't run it.
Howard's not.
They can pound in at the one
Well, they
first
didn't,
and go.
they didn't run it though. Even if he did play, did
So-
they run it more with him?
The other thing I was
Yeah.
thinking about the Jets, everybody made a big deal about the fact that Devontae Smith didn't get the ball.
Yeah.
He didn't get the
That's-
ball
that's
against
still
the Jets. 2 catches for
That's
12
That's
yards.
concerning.
That's
to me still.
concerning.
Yeah,
That's your
yeah.
number one guy, and you don't get involved. Great to see Dallas Goedert get involved. A couple of those throws that freaking Minshew had, he had to wait for. They're
Well,
behind it.
I also
Same
think that
problem.
it wasn't game plan for him to get the ball that much. He's getting double teamed and
It
triple
doesn't
teamed.
Yeah.
matter. He's Devontae.
Yeah, but you still
He's
gotta
your
get it
best
to him. You
weapon.
gotta
I
try.
know,
You
but
gotta
you
get it to
can't
him.
just
Well,
force him the
Devontae
ball.
Smith
you-
said he
yeah,
ran the
yeah,
wrong route against the
good-
Giants, which is
good-
bullshit. He was wide open.
Good receivers in this league get the ball, whether they're double covered. Devontae
There's-
Adams is covered every
But right,
double covered every week. Justin Jefferson.
Dude, he's a rookie. You have to let him develop.
yeah, but
It's-
dude,
it's
Jefferson
Justin
did that.
Jefferson,
You want him to develop,
Jamar
you have to
Chase.
throw it.
Yeah, you gotta
Dude,
get him past.
the Eagles
Jamar
could-
Chase, right?
the Eagles can make it so easy. Devontae Smith, you watch college football,
And
a ton of
yeah.
it.
The thing is,
Nobody
he's still
can stop
getting
him
open.
on the slant. You
Yeah.
could do a slant down the field,
He's,
No
and he-
one.
and he's getting 10
still
yards every
getting
time.
open,
His
too.
QB was much better in college too. Mac Jones is over Jalen Hurts.
But what I'm just saying is, dude, it's a simple slant
I know.
pattern that the Eagles don't run.
I
They
know.
run post.
Yeah.
You could send Devontae Smith in short routes, and he's going to
and
beat the
he
corner
uses
every
his
time.
speed.
No, he's a speed.
But he's going to beat
Yeah.
the corner every
but,
time.
But I like going downfield.
I
It's
do
just the
too,
quarter-
but I'm
the
just saying,
quarterbacks can't get him the
You
ball.
have to
Yeah,
get him
Jalen-
involved consistently.
It's
That's what I'm talking
Minshew
about.
and Hurts.
When was the
Right.
last time you seen like Jalen throw the middle? Throw in the
They
middle.
don't-
That's
they
not,
don't.
he doesn't. He
They-
throws
they don't
outside.
because it's his weakness.
Yeah, he can't
Yeah,
throw
and
in the
Minshew's
middle.
weakness
There-
too.
and he
There-
stares
And
out
also,
one
if
for
you notice, Sirianni doesn't have a script game plan to go across like slants and all. It's all post
all
or
outside.
RPOs
Right.
screens.
But
Well,
there
the
were
RPOs
times when they were
are kinda
down like
done.
on like the 5 or the 8, and I said that when we're watching the game, I'm like, this is a perfect time. They got the left side of the line loaded with receivers. Just this is a quick out
Right.
to
A quick
to
little
Devontae.
screen.
And he's
Right.
in.
Every
He's in.
time they threw a little screen or a slant play in the red zone, it's called back for offensive pass.
But it
interference.
worked
Or-
this year. They got away
Or
with the
illegal
rub.
formation. That's another one. We
Yeah,
get hit with
they
a
got
lot of
away with
illegal
it.
How many
formations.
touchdowns were called back this year on them because
Well,
of
because they make it too obvious. But
PI?
you're right. But did you see they
Well,
ran the
this-
same
this-
rub route
this-
against Goddard and
No,
they got
but
away
this,
with it?
This week was good because he actually made it look like a route.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Wasn't an
saying.
obvious-
It wasn't
Yeah, it
like
wasn't-
yeah.
He didn't mug him as
Yeah.
he was going
But you
across.
got to get Devontae Smith involved
Yeah,
in the
this-
game plan.
I mean, this,
That was ridiculous that they didn't get him the ball.
2 catches for 12
more
yards.
I know.
Especially-
And I think he only had 5 targets, maybe 6,
I
but it
don't
was.
think he had that many.
I know last week against the Giants, he had like 2 catches for 22 yards.
I think
He-
Rager had more targets.
He
than
has
him.
Yeah.
4
He
4
ridiculous.
catches. Like,
But then I mean,
he's one of your top skill players,
he is
and
your
to
top
not
is your top
He is
skill
your
player.
well
top
him
skill
and
player.
Goddard,
No,
Yeah, but he's your only
Devontae
wide
and,
Smith.
and
receiver.
to
notice.
not
It's
get
Devontae
him the
Smith.
ball
Tim and JJ are
frequently
Yeah.
is just it's a crime.
It's mine.
I agree with you.
I think it's the quarterbacks, honestly.
Yeah.
I think
I don't
it's
think
I
they
think
have-
it's a quarterback. And I also think it's a play call. And like you don't
Yeah.
have to run a post every time with Devontae Smith. That's what I'm saying. A
It's
slant.
It
a
doesn't
quick-
matter what he's running. I think that dude's open on 80% of his routes,
That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
and I don't think the quarterbacks have the arm to get it to him.
No, I'm talking
That's
about
the thing. He's open.
quick.
He's open downfield. He
Yeah,
ha-
and they
he has
can't
to
get
be-
him the
If
ball
you
downfield.
run
and he
a little curl
he has to
route.
be open. He has to be open early in the
Yeah,
route.
and to
He also-
Smitty's
would
point,
also
that's where
he
the
ran-
coach has to
He
adjust.
also
That's what I'm
ran
saying.
like the curl routes really well too in
Right.
college. 5 yards.
Dude,
turn.
Yeah,
it doesn't
that's what I'm
matter
saying.
route it is.
Yeah.
He's gonna run it
Th-
well and
right,
get open.
Right. Like get him the ball. You're
Yeah.
freaking throwing the
He
Rager.
has speed too. and
Rager.
Rager sucks. I hate it.
What they should do is, as soon as they snap it and whoever it is drops back, just throw it in the direction of Devontae. Like 40, as far as you can throw it downfield and let them run under
25,
it and catch it.
27
Like,
yards.
like what we do in
With these
the
quarterbacks, it's 27 yards.
like what we do in the parking lot. Just
Right,
take it
exactly.
deep.
Just throw it as far as you can.
Chop
let
house
'em run
post.
under it.
chop out,
Yeah, the chop shop post. That's right.
chop house, chop house
chop,
special.
chop, drag. I Minshew mania. He's a character, right? He's interesting. He
Yeah.
makes the game interesting. You see, he's enjoying playing. He's all this stuff
I-
with his dad afterwards.
Yeah, I
He's a
love that.
backup.
I
The one
love
thing I
that.
will say about him, I feel like his decision making and his speed on what to do with the ball.
He
was
does get
better.
the ball out
He
quicker.
gets the ball out quick, and if
That's
he's
the
not going to
thing.
get it out, he throws it away.
Yeah.
And like
Right.
Jalen's
I agree
wanting
with
to
that.
hold the ball a little too long.
Right.
Like how Carson used to do, thinking, I'm going to get out of this.
You
I'm going to
remember-
use my legs and get out of this. And it doesn't always work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Going on the legs thing. You remember that third down in what was it, like 39, where
It turned into-
he had the first down in front of him for at least 15 yards, but he threw it down to Quez Watkins for
And the
about
double cover.
20, 25 yards, and it was
Yeah.
a good throw.
And, well, unfortunately, if he had led him, it would have been a touchdown.
No. It was to the
No, I kn-
sideline.
No. If he leads them, it would have been a
You don't
touchdown.
No,
know-
you're
you don't
thinking
know
about
the
the
play.
Goddard
That's
pass.
not the
You're
play.
thinking about the
I'm
Goddard
talking
pass.
about the
No, the
other-
Goddard pass. Yeah.
The Goddard pass. Goddard had to wait to get the ball.
Yes, the
Dude,
second touchdown
I
pass.
literally-
Oh, I know which one you're
It
talking
was
about.
third. It was like 3rd and 9.
And he ran the one
And he,
outside.
Are you talking about-
and he had to step up. He stepped up in the pocket. He made the right play. He
Threw it to the left.
Slid left. Threw to Quez coming across to the sideline to get the
and
first
then he got
down.
out of bounds.
And he was out of
Yeah.
bounds. It was
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
before the end of the half.
And they said it was Rager, and then they had to correct
Yeah, it
himself.
was-
Yeah.
Oh, what?
All
So
right,
you're
maybe
saying-
maybe it's
Yeah.
a different
Yeah,
play.
it was.
But there was a play to Watkins that if he had led him, it would have been a touchdown, not just a 20-something
There
yard
was-
pickoff.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know which one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's what I like. That's what caught my eye the most about Minshew. He doesn't like look at one side, realize that guy's not open and run. He will
Correct.
stay in the
Correct.
pocket.
Yeah.
He also
He-
can
go
run.
through-
Yeah, he
Oh, yeah.
scans the field
But
quicker and
He
gets
didn't
rid of the
need
ball.
to.
He made
Dude,
better reads.
Let's
than
just remember it
Hurts.
was the Jets.
I said
I know.
I preface
Like-
the whole
And
Like
I-
conversation.
I would honestly
Like,
argue.
I actually think the Eagles are better against like a team like New Orleans with Jalen Hurts than they are with Minshew.
Yeah, I mean
I-
sometimes the more
and
That ain't
and-
saying much though.
I wouldn't like.
That's not New Orleans is a number one ranked defense.
No, they're not.
Yeah, aren't they?
Not after we whooped them.
I think-
Oh,
No.
after we whooped, but going into that game they were right. But they were
Against
number
the-
one
against
going
the
into
run.
it.
Yo,
Or
New
overall.
Orleans sucks.
I think against
Like they have nobody on that team.
They were
New
number
Orleans
one rushing
trash.
defense going into
Like
that
so, you're
game.
you're just
not
saying that we're a
overall.
good team against a bad team.
I'm saying New Orleans defense is good.
The
Maybe their
run
offense
defense
sucks,
was-
but their run defense is good, really good. New Orleans defense is good too. Or I mean, Denver's defense is good too. The week before they smoked the Cowboys.
I don't think anybody in this league is equipped to stop the run the way the Eagles can run.
Except
the
for
ball.
maybe Tampa, right? That would be it.
Yeah, I mean maybe
Well, look
Tampa
around the
because of
league,
Sue,
though.
but I mean people are made like there's so much focus on
Well,
the
Stopping
second-
the deep ball.
No,
Yeah, on the
no, but
secondary.
look around the league. I think every team I saw it's like a crazy stat. Maybe not every team, but like 80% of the teams
I've given them 100.
are running the ball at a like historic pace for their team.
Yeah, I mean,
The whole league's making a point to run the ball a lot more
because
and
it's
they're doing it
effective.
really
You know
well.
why?
Yeah, 'cause it works.
it's because it's a passing league,
Yeah, and,
and
it's,
teams are built to pass, not to
yeah.
run. So teams are built to stop the pass, not the run.
yeah.
Duh. That's what I just said, prep guy.
I didn't hear you.
You serious?
No, I did
Did you
not.
just not hear me?
No, I didn't. I was paying
You know
attention
what?
to
Somebody
DJ.
moved the pops bottle away from him.
I guess
I was
Okay.
listening
Yo.
to DJ.
one of
I
the-
hear LaSalle guys talking. I get
it would be
turned out.
it would be
Tuned
more
out.
it
I
would,
was say we just explained that, oh head.
it would be more impressive if it wasn't
I'm
the
sorry.
Jets. That's all I'm gonna
I
say.
thought it sounded better coming
It'd be
from me.
more impressive if it was like, say, even Washington because they have a really good day. Dallas, then I'd be like, all right.
Well,
But
you
at the
gotta-
end of the day, it's the freaking Jets. Like
Yeah.
and you'll
that's
see-
what
You
we
can-
need to forget.
You
know?
can make an argument that
You could
we
play
won-
quarterback and we win, Brody. Seriously,
we won because the Jets most likely weren't
didn't care.
weren't preparing for
They're not-
Minshew.
I mean,
They're not
they
a
won because of the
four-quarter team.
Jets.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. The Jets suck.
Yeah,
That's-
they just. I mean, and it's crazy
right.
because they won by double digits, but it doesn't even look like it. Didn't feel like they won by double digits.
Right, because the defense in the first half just was
Yeah,
like
the first
was
half
like-
was
First
nip
half,
and tuck.
They shut them out the whole for 3 quarters.
Can I just wind it back to the week before the Giants sucked too? Or does anybody think the Giants are any good?
It's a divisional game. Divisional
And-
games are weird. It's the NFL. The NFL's a weird league.
right.
Holy
Oh.
Nikes!
I mean, all you got to point to is the NFL's a weird league.
Don't do what happened. Got to explain what y'all just saw.
So
He
in
almost
tonight's
got a
Thursday night
one-handed.
game,
Justin
Vikings
Jefferson
Steelers,
pulled a Jalen Rager.
Kirk Cousins threw a
He wasn't. That was a
great
hot
pass
throw.
to Jefferson.
And Jefferson
and he
dropped it.
almost made a one-handed snag, but he dropped it in the
Yeah,
end
he was
zone.
trying to be
Oh.
That
like
was crazy.
Odell
You
Beckham.
guys all wanted him over Rager.
I know, right? Regular had it.
Regular.
Well, hold on. Wasn't there? I
Would have
think,
hit him in
wasn't
the
there a
face
really
mask and
good
dropped it in.
Doug Peterson interview?
Yes.
Wasn't it
Yes.
Doug who wanted
Yeah.
Rager?
I thought it was Lori.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Doug Peterson interview
there
last
was a
week.
recent Doug
where he
interview.
Yeah,
just
there was a
talked-
recent one, but he
Did you
talked
hear
about
me?
Rager.
He talked about Rager
And
developing,
Arthur
and he
Aguilar.
talked about Hurts.
and Aguilar.
Yeah, he said that teams tend to give up too quickly on
Yeah,
guys.
and Jason Avant said something too. He said he doesn't think that Rager should be compared to Aguilar because Aguilar,
Well, Aguilar
Was
produced.
better.
well, he was better, but I don't think he said he doesn't think that Aguilar had this much pressure on him.
Yeah, right.
Didn't have as
Nah, I
much pressure as
disagree.
Rager.
Yeah, he thinks.
I think it was. I think it was
Rager
worse
said
for
he was sick.
Aguilar.
Yeah, Aguilar had more pressure because they
Yeah,
were
he
ready
did.
to
Yeah.
win coming in. He was supposed to be the number one guy. Chip Kelly,
Well,
right? Drafted him.
Yeah.
Another thing he was saying was that Aguilar could get open too. Rager,
Yeah.
Aguilar's problem was catching the ball.
Well, see, the thing is,
Rager's
Rager can
problem
get
is-
open
is
on
getting
short
open.
routes.
Nah,
I've seen him, dude,
Well, yeah, but he
turn the
can't
D
get
back.
open.
Rager's problem is catching and getting open. The two biggest things you need to be about.
Yeah, pretty much.
By the way,
successful
back
in
to
the
what you said
NFL.
about division games are weird. All we got to do is look back to the Detroit game last week. Who thought
Yeah,
Detroit beat
Detroit
beat the
Minnesota?
Vikings.
Yeah.
So when you play a team in a division,
Yeah,
it's
divisional
weird.
games are always weird.
It's a weird season.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
they're
saying.
weird.
So like you can't, you know.
I mean, and that's all we got left.
And we all knew that
That's
the
all we have
Eagles are
left.
going to
Yeah.
have their every year the Giants
Or
either beat the
Washington.
Eagles when the team's not good.
Mhm.
Like I'm not making excuses because the Eagles should have won in New York, but like we should expect that. It's a division game.
Coming up the next game.
Yeah, they have to beat Washington. It's like a must
Washington,
win.
And I know we'll get into it next week.
It's
when
in
the,
Washington.
When the game's
Yeah.
going
No,
on.
it's here.
It's not a.
I think it's here.
It's here next week.
But
Yeah.
but Washington, that's going to be a huge game because you get Washington off of a high streak right now, and they're playing Dallas.
Well, it
Play
was-
Dallas
and
this
they're-
week.
and
Their
you know,
number
that's
one
a tough
tight
game.
end's out.
He better.
yeah,
he
he's
better.
out for the
He
year.
better show up because if he
Logan
doesn't, he's
Thomas
going to
out
get
for the
pulled.
season.
Well, I think that has to happen at this point.
Right,
And as
yeah.
much as I like him, like if he shits the bed
And
again,
that's
you
what I'm
have to
saying.
go to Minshew. And,
Washington
yeah,
is good. They're getting their
yeah,
shit together.
they're
Sorry,
getting
fellas.
Montez Sweat back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they're,
think
he's
he's
they're
good.
getting good.
No,
I think
Sweat's out.
I thought he was back.
He is back, but I think he was on. I think he got on the COVID list.
Well, he might
But
be back for
isn't it
us
2
then.
weeks
Yeah.
though?
He might
I
be
think
back.
it's 10 days. I don't think he's
So he'll
vaccinated.
be out this week, and then he'll probably be
Yeah.
back next week. No, he'll be back.
But I think because I was looking at this for the Chargers, I think if you're not vaccinated, they test you every day,
Isn't it
and
like,
if you get 5 straight negative tests, they're going to let you play.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I guess I don't. Yeah, it's
Yikes.
so crazy. You
That
don't
is,
know.
they change it
Yeah,
every
They
week.
change
the
everything
rules.
all
They
the
change
time.
the rules
so
all the time.
yeah,
People
so
are
who knows?
available, you know.
Yeah, because the Chargers had like 8 players or something, and it's Keenan Allen,
Because
Mike
yeah,
Williams.
If you have an outbreak
it's-
on it, like the Cowboys had an outbreak, like you got to.
Didn't somebody else have an outbreak today? Or no, that's the NBA. I'm thinking about.
Didn't the Packers?
The
have an
Bulls
outbreak
have a
with
huge
Aaron
outbreak.
Rodgers And,
Cleveland had an outbreak.
Yeah, Cleveland.
I mean, you gotta
Baker
adjust the
Mayfield
rules just so
going
you can
around
get a
giving
full
everybody
roster.
He also. All right,
favors.
You know
gave
what?
everybody COVID.
Cleveland, what a disappointment. they are
Gardner
this year.
Minshew is who Baker Mayfield pretends to be.
Alright, you know what? I'm
Yeah.
sick and tired of you.
You got to
The
give
cool-
up. You got to give up the Baker. love,
Here's
dude.
here's
I
an
mean,
interesting.
He's
stat,
playing
right?
on an injured shoulder
it
right
was-
now.
dude. It's not his
He's
throwing
always
shoulder.
injured.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
You
It's
know
not
how
his
he injured
throwing
his shoulder, right?
Shut up, Smith. I don't even take it there, you weirdo.
But I mean, dude, it's like it was fun while it lasted, but he's kind of just it's overrated now. It's overdone.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's not.
Cleveland's gonna have to pay him because you know they don't. That's what they'll do. That's what's
And
crazy
what other
about it, right?
options do they have?
Right.
I mean,
Like that's the problem. Like they kind of
they traded a
Yeah.
lot for Odell, and that kind of blew up in their face.
yeah.
What was it? 2 first-rounders for him, or was it 3?
No, I don't think.
I think
that.
it was 3.
I thought it was free agency.
No, it
they
wasn't
got him.
3.
I said I don't think it was
yeah,
3.
It was,
I
thought it was free
I thought
agency.
it was
Yeah,
one
it was
first
one at
rounder
least.
and like
Nah, they didn't sign him.
I don't. Was it a conditional
Might
first
have-
round?
I thought it was 2 first-rounders,
good.
but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I don't know. But I saw just to close out on the Minshew talk. There's an interesting stat I saw that since 2006 with the Eagles,
Yeah.
when our backup quarterback starts, what do you think the record is
wait, what,
I heard this on the radio. It's,
Wait,
it's,
what did you
it's,
say?
It's very
for the
good.
Eagles since
It's
2006?
very good.
When our backup quarterback starts,
it's like 31 and something, 19.
I heard it on
or
the
30,
radio.
41 and 8 or something.
40 and 18.
yeah, but
40
it's
Wow,
very
and
good.
18.
well above 500.
That's the thing. The
Wow.
Eagles do address the backup backup QB.
Yeah, they don't win the
situation.
Super Bowl
Probably
if
the-
they
probably
don't.
the
I
best in the
agree.
league.
I agree
They're
with
probably
that.
the best in the league.
Well,
at
backup
doing
won
that.
a Super Bowl. What are you
That's what
talking-
I'm saying. They
Tone's
don't
on,
win
Jim.
if they don't have a good backup. They don't have
Yeah.
Foles that year. They don't win the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. If
True.
they
Also,
probably address
if
the
Jeff
backup
Garcia in the
situation.
past, right? Like,
Even Mark
Yeah.
Sanchez.
yeah.
He
Jim
was
McMahon?
serviceable. He was aggravating, but he was a decent
Did you
back.
say Mark Sanchez?
You
Vince
did say
Young,
Mark.
Yeah,
Vince
he
Young.
AJ Feely,
Who's the
Vince
guy
Young?
that
he
we?
was supposed to be
Who's the guy that we had when we won the Detroit game? He was a backup quarterback too. I
Mike,
can't think of
Mike
Vick.
McMahon.
No, this was
No.
at the vet. Was
Rodney Pete.
it Rodney Pete?
Back
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
yeah.
Look at all the backers. they had,
56 to
though.
7 that game.
I think I
Don't
said this
forget
last
about
week.
Other backups, Vince
57-38, I think.
I think I
that's
said
what
this
it
last
was.
week. We're cursed by backup quarterbacks. I think
Yeah,
I
the
said that.
city
They're
loves
good.
the backup
Because-
quarterback.
Because we address it really well.
Yeah.
You don't want your backup
I
quarterback.
get it, but
No,
like,
no.
good job
But
at
you
it.
have to in this league, dude.
You gotta
So
be
many
prepared,
quarterbacks
yeah.
go down. You got to be prepared.
Yep.
especially when you have a quarterback that runs the ball.
That gets exposed in games because
Which
he runs
is
too
crazy to
much.
me that Baltimore doesn't have a good backup.
Yeah.
So when they trade for Russ, Jalen stays as the
You know-
backup.
you know what?
Actually, I
but-
didn't want to go there today.
I saw
but
Russ
what you
shot
just
shot
said,
down.
Lamar
Deshaun
Jackson-
Watson rumors are hot again.
I
And
saw
McMahon
that.
has said it.
Lamar
Schefter
Jackson
said
doesn't
it
get
too.
hit a
And
lot.
I heard that
It's out of bounds.
Russ shot down all the
Not only is
trade rumors.
Lori
Well, of course he
promising,
is.
he's
Yeah.
promising him to build a massage parlor for him in Chinatown too.
Oh,
That
Jesus.
comes as a deal.
Oh my
It's too,
God.
late. It's too late for Smitty. Get him out
Yeah.
of here.
All right.
Bedtime for
Is
Smitty.
it time to take a break? Time to take a quick commercial break. Get Smitty back organized here.
We're only 25 minutes in.
Yeah, why we need a break?
We'll take a break. We got our guy Tone on the other side.
Talk
We're gonna
about
get
the
some
fly
picks.
guys.
We're gonna get yeah, like I said, it's bye. We got the bye week. We talked about Jalen going, maybe not, but we're gonna get into the
Ben.
Flyers coach going, and then we got to touch on Ben. So we're gonna take a quick break here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Give us a minute. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Santa Boot First Podcast.
Seriously, those rumors are hot. McMahon said that
InsurePhilly.com. We comparison shop all the time. Can I get this cheaper on Amazon? What will the store brand save me? Should I get a second estimate on this remodel? So why not do that for your insurance needs? Better yet, why not have someone comparison shop for you? At InsurePhilly.com, you can get up to 10 quotes in about 10 minutes with top insurance carriers like Progressive, Travelers, Nationwide, Selective, Liberty Mutual, Encompass, Kemper, and Berkshire Hathaway. Owner agent Matt Maloney provides top national carriers with top local service. Just go to InsurePhilly.com to get your quote online or call Matt at 215-300-9590. For all your insurance needs, auto, home, life, business, and Medicare insurance plans, make sure to go to InsurePhilly.com today or call 215-300-9590. Matt Maloney gives you the national carriers you recognize from a local company you can trust. InsurePhilly.com.
Sixers are down.
All right, we are back with another episode of the Santa Boot First Podcast. Thank you to our sponsor, InsurePhilly.com, the MPM agency, our guy, Matt Maloney. For all your insurance needs, give Matt a call. Up to 10 quotes in about 10 minutes. InsurePhilly.com. Everybody refilled their pops. Everybody got another slice, or maybe a couple got a couple slice. We're ready to roll again. We got with us our weekly guest, earning us some fun coupons. Our guy Tone, Tone's Takes. Tone, I prepped you. All right, we want to get some picks for the week, but you're our Flyers guy. You're our Flyers guy for now.
He don't.
Yep.
We need to know your thoughts on AV and the rumors of Tocchet being the next head coach.
Or the other guy. What's
Who's
his
the other
name?
guy?
Tortorella.
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 All right. So what do you got, Tone? What can we expect with these Fly guys?
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
we
you.
got you. We
Good,
can hear
good.
you.
I'm using this on my computer, so it's easier on my phone. So I'm a little late on this technology stuff. So, yeah, man. I mean, you can fire all the coaches that you want. There's a problem with the core on this team, and it mainly starts with Claude Giroux.
El
You know,
Capitan.
until he's out of here, nothing's going to change. I mean, this team never really did a full rebuild. You know, they got rid of Voracek last year, which I guess was a core guy in a good trade. But I mean, you can bring all. I mean, AV is a Stanley Cup winning coach. You know, and not a Stanley Cup winning coach, but he went to 2 finals. You know, and it's just frustrating with this team. Like, there's no one in charge of the organization. Like, who's the owner? It's a corporation now, so it's like, you know, who's to blame? I think they should bring in Rick Tocchet. I hate to go back to like a previous Flyer, but he had good success in Arizona the COVID year. He took that team to the playoffs. I mean, they have Mike Yeo in there, the interim coach, but he's been in that locker room for the past 3 years with AV too. So they need like a completely different voice in there. Giroux's contract is up at the end of the year. Maybe they can get him to waive his no trade clause and trade him before the deadline. But I mean, you know, it is what it is at this point. The team, that game last night was they showed no heart last night, no fight, and I blame that on the leadership core, and he is the biggest problem with that. When the times get tough, the guy just disappears, and me and you have talked about that plenty of times before, Jim. So
yeah, I know you're a big Drew. Yeah, they've
like
tried. They tried to go the young upcoming coach route. They've gone to the old Flyers route. They've gone to the other teams. Successful coaches. It's just I agree with you, Tony. It's got to be something in the players that the leadership's not there. The coach can only do so much.
Since he's our Flyers expert, do you think it was a bigger mistake firing Laviolette or naming Giroux captain?
I would have held on to Laviolette.
I don't know why they gave up on him so soon.
Yeah, I mean those coaches, they say they lose the room. They lose the room, which you hear that in hockey all the time. There's a 3-year, 4-year shelf life. I mean, there's plenty of coaches who have the same fiery style as Laviolette who have been coaching for a while. So I think that's a bunch of what. So I think they should have held on to Laviolette for sure. He went over to Nashville and took them to the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, he's still a good coach. He's doing good with Washington. Washington has a ton of injuries this year, and they're one of the top teams in the East. No one expected it. They've had Backstrom's been out, Oshie's been out, and they're having a great season. Like that's coaching right there. So as much as I hate Giroux, I think firing Laviolette, that was a mistake too. But
I get back to the, like you said, Tony, it's a corporation that owns them now, right? There's no identity there. Right. And some of the chats that I had with other folks this week too, it's like, you're going to bring back an old Flyer. I love talking when he played here, but now you're getting back into the Snyder days. We're like, let's give one of the old guys a favor. And then somebody else is saying, sign Phil Kessel. The guy's, he's a beer league player at this point. Like, don't go back to that. They just need a whole new mindset and a new team. It's like, can we just trade with Seattle here? You take the whole team, we'll take your team. Just a young team.
Fresh,
just start fresh. And I don't know how you do that in the NHL. Is it possible to do it in the NHL? I like some of the moves they made this offseason, but
is there ever really a rebuild in the NHL, though?
I mean, not really.
Yeah, I was going to say, who's ever really actually done a full-on rebuild?
Well, you want to be like the first team to tank it, like the Sixers?
You want to?
I'm down. Yeah, we should start it. Yeah, why not?
Pittsburgh stunk for a long time.
Get shitty for Gritty. Get shitty. Gritty gets shitty.
Shitty for Gritty, yeah. I tell you what, too, another problem was everyone was, had him to a high standard when he was here. Ron Hextall, his drafts, they have not panned out.
He's been terrible.
Like, all these players are regressing. Konechny had one good year, then he regressed. Provorov is regressing. Like Frost. I mean, Frost. Who knows what's up with him? Farabee. He scores a couple games in a row and then he disappears. Like that's a big problem too. I mean, their drafting over the past few years has not done them any favors. So I don't know where to go from here. I mean, I don't have confidence in Fletcher as a GM either. So
he's horrible.
And I was listening to an interview yesterday on the radio with him.
He's an idiot.
He's talking about how he doesn't know what the team's identity is.
No shit. He doesn't. He's an idiot.
I'm like, dude,
he told it. Yeah, I mean, he's the one that makes the identity.
You're the GM. You're the one that's supposed to know that. Like,
well, they got rid of Ghost and they had to pay. Look at what Ghost is doing in Phoenix. You know what I mean? He's having a good year.
They're terrible.
And here's the other thing. This is the other thing. You know what the Flyers remind me of? And I mean, and they didn't win anything either, but they remind me of the Phillies back when they just continued to sign guys that were past their prime. You know what I mean? Like when they re-signed Utley, they re-signed Ruiz. I'm going to tell you right now, as much as I think they should get rid of Giroux, I guarantee you Giroux gets some type of contract this summer. They're not going to get rid of him. It's basically like he'll be a lifetime Flyer because they need to get rid of him. They need to get rid of him.
Years ago,
they need to get rid of him. Like,
I tell you what, since 2013, I mean 2012, they had that run, that great series against Pittsburgh. Now in 2013, they lost in the first round. Since then, from 2014 on, this has been the worst run in their history, if you think about it. Even the years in the early 90s when they didn't make the playoffs for 5 years, they got Eric Lindros in 91 or 92. That was something to look forward to, something to build on. Where are they going now? They're not going anywhere. This is the worst run in their history, which is Ed Snyder is probably spinning in his grave right now.
Well, you think about it, the biggest move that they set the organization back is when they freaking signed Brzgalov to that
Brzgalov.
massive
That
deal.
killed them.
They gave him that massive
They
deal.
overpay for
They
so many
overpaid for
guys.
him as a goalie.
That-
And then freaking, what's his name? Bobrovsky goes on and freaking wins a Vezina.
He's won 2 of them since then.
And you gave away Mike
Couturier-
Richards and Carter, who go to
Couturier-
freaking LA and win a cup.
Couturier is a good player, but they signed him for what, 8 years?
10
last year?
years,
Yeah.
dude.
Wasn't it like 8 years left on his contract?
And he was
No,
at
no,
the
no.
time.
He was a free agent this year.
Okay.
But still, 10 years.
It's crazy. They overpay, and thank you, Andrew, for slamming your phone again. Nah, but they overpay for players all the time. It's just so aggravating.
Yeah.
How many times are you going to make the same mistake?
I mean, they took on, what's his name? Ryan Elsa's contract. He can't even freaking stay healthy. They have him
Yeah,
for
he's not.
8 freaking years.
Yeah, and
8 years.
Kevin Hayes. I mean, he's another sort of
Big dollars.
disappointment. I mean, what's he
Yeah, and
really
who
done?
and you're not gonna be able to get rid of those guys.
Yep,
Yeah.
they're just they're in a bad spot right now. It's it might, I mean, I don't know. It's going to get worse before it gets any better. Like they're an afterthought in this city. Like no one even gives a what about them.
There's some really good player this year that they're saying like is like a change of, but they have to be the worst team in the league. So
They've
right
only
now
got- they've
they need
only
to
got-
tank.
They've only got one really good prospect.
No, but who's the guy? There's a guy in this
Cam-
draft this year that's
I know
ridiculous.
the guy that they just drafted, Cam York, is like their only like
Yeah,
top guy. Who's
Yeah,
like,
but is he like
promising?
He might
Patrick
be.
top guy, or is he a real top
I
guy? I
don't-
mean,
He's in the top 75 like prospect thing for the NHL. if that means
if
anything
that means anything.
to you.
I was on that list at one point,
Yeah.
playing down at Tarpon Ice Rink. You know, they were like, this kid might have something.
Is that what your mom told you, Jim?
Yes, yes.
Oh, God.
All right, enough hockey talk. That's our hockey segment for the week, for the month, for the month.
for the rest of the year.
Yeah, until Tocchet comes on, maybe then we'll talk more. But what do we got for some football this week, Tone? You got any nice parlays, nice picks for us? What are we looking at?
Yeah, I got a couple. I got a couple football plays I like, and I actually have 3 hockey plays for tonight, which are all plus money. So, first one, Jason Kelsey over 73.5 receiving yards, minus 115 on DraftKings.
Jason Kelsey or Travis Kelsey?
Travis Kelsey. I'm sorry, I have Jason Kelsey. on
I was
the
gonna
side.
say, I'd like
That'll be some kind of record,
Put a
right?
lot of money on Jason not catching smart.
On the bye week.
I'll take it the under.
73 yards on the bye week.
So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Vegas gives up 813 yards to tight ends, which is 3rd most in the league. He has hit this in his last 5 games versus Vegas, and over 100 yards in his last 3. So, if you want, you can even bump that up to 100 yards if you're feeling frosty and get a nice plus money return on that. So,
You need some money for the holidays, you know.
I was playing against him in my fantasy league this week, and he did squat.
Yeah.
Kelsey, yeah, he did not.
rebound game.
Yeah,
there you
Hill.
go.
but that's what he does. Though
And
he's
Hill.
so up and
I
down.
played against Hill, and Hill didn't do squat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
had a
I played
bad
against
game.
Hill
They
too.
did have a big game. Yeah.
All right, who we got after
Yeah.
Travis?
Next one, Nate, you'll like this one. We were talking about it last week. Fournette over 5.5 receptions. It's plus 115 on DraftKings. Not a great matchup against Buffalo, who's tough against running backs out of the backfield. But I mean, this Tampa team is pretty much matchup proof. He's getting his targets, 31 targets in the last 4 games, and he has hit this in each of the last 4 games. So at plus money, I like that look a lot. Over 5.5 receptions for Leonard Fournette.
I've been seeing some of these picks. So, like, if we go on for these tonight, you're getting the plus money. I've seen some of these move when you come down to Sunday morning. So I know you guys have talked about this before. You either bet it early or bet it late.
Yep.
Like, what way would you see these 2 picks going? You think these are going to stay? You think they're going to come down? Do you think the amount's going to go up? It's going to 6.5 catches, or
I think it's going to change. I mean, it might stay at 5.5, but it won't be, plus money.
Yeah, Fournette won't be plus money. It might get to even money by kickoff. Maybe. Like, it would be rare that, because just so the matchup is not the greatest, it would be rare that it would go over to, like, not minus money, but where you have to play some juice.
Yeah.
So I mean, but he's hit it in the last 4. He actually hit it in the last 4. He has 8, 6, 7, and 7 receptions.
That's kind of weird because he's not known as.
no? It's usually
He's
Ronald
he's
Jones.
not.
Yeah.
Usually
So-
I wasn't even looking at it. I had no inclination to even look at it, and then we were.
I said something to Tone. I'm like, yo, Tone. I'm like, he's like, because I've seen it. He's been like the last 2 games he's been on a tear, but he was already heating up before that because he was
Mhm.
getting involved in the receiving game. So he might not get the yards from a rushing standpoint, but he's still impacting the game because he's getting close to 80 to 100 yards of total yards every game. So that could be a nice little play too. Like his total yards could be a nice look too. So he doesn't like Jones really doesn't get the ball.
No.
Yeah, they don't even.
You
use
know what I
him
mean?
really.
Like
No.
He's forgotten.
So he's a true 3-down back for them at this moment. So
And staying in Tampa, what are we thinking of those Brady's MVP odds?
that's
Are
good.
they going back?
I think
Now that Henry got injured, right?
that's a
He
lock.
was those two
Yeah,
guys were running.
That's close to a lock.
That's a lock.
Yeah,
That's almost a lock. I hope you. I think you guys got on it when we
yeah,
talked about
well,
it.
yeah. I
Yeah.
put some on it. Yep,
Yeah, so it's
What
a
you
lot.
put on there?
probably like $10.
I thought Jim was going to
I
say
might have would've
$2.
No. I didn't do my dollar bets. I didn't
But
go big dollars though.
It's 9 but when we got it, it was 9-1. Now
Yeah.
it's almost even money. It's
Yep.
getting close to even money. Like he's sooner or later in a week or two, he's gonna be the favorite. The only person who could derail him is Taylor, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think Taylor.
I mean, Taylor's having a good season, and it's because he had a couple good games. But I mean, he's having a good season. Period.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to take anything away from
Yeah,
him.
but running backs, you know how running backs go with the MVP.
but he had to, like when we talked about the Henry dark horse, like when he got hurt, they were saying. Then it came out the report of what I was seeing already was the report of he was about to break like all kind of records.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The way
And
he was
would have
running.
got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
it would have been a beautiful position because we would have had probably two of the top 2 finalists at the time, you know, so it wouldn't have mattered, you know, who won. It was just at the time, like, you know, who wins, we would get more money. So, but now it's there's nobody close to going to be to Brady. You know, like I'm like, if you can't even make an argument for anybody else, maybe Rodgers, but that's like maybe.
Yeah, he hasn't played all that well.
Yeah, that's like a maybe. You know what I mean? He's been hurt. It's really Tom.
Yeah.
Because Tom's not gonna stop. Like, he's not gonna stop. He's a machine. Like he's the closest thing I've seen to Jordan. And it's crazy because it's a different sport. But he is the closest thing I've seen to Jordan in terms of competitor, where like he's not going to stop. Like he's really a killer on the field.
Yeah.
Like he just wants to kill you on the field.
He reminds you like that Kobe mentality. I agree.
Yeah, Kobe had the same mentality.
Mamba
It's just
mentality,
that it's just
yeah.
nonstop. Like, this is my job. My job is to destroy you,
beat you,
and beat you.
I don't care if
I'm going to do that.
you. I'm going to keep doing it.
And I'm going to keep doing it
Yeah, I
until you
agree.
can stop me.
Yeah,
He's an absolute killer.
Maybe I'll shake your hand after the game.
Yeah,
Say
I'll
thank
have
you.
respect for you. I have
If
respect
I
for
don't
the game.
lose,
Yeah, but I'm not losing.
Yeah.
I'm not coming here to lose. That's
Thank you
not
for
what I'm
allowing
here
me
for.
to kick your ass.
Yeah. So no, I think it was a good bet. I think it's definitely a winner. So I hope not only you guys but anybody listening, I hope people jumped on that because that was 9-1. You put $50 on it. You win yourself $500 and take care of your PlayStation 5 that you just brought. So,
there you go.
So how about
Hey, get ready for a Brady Belichick Super Bowl, fellas.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It just sounds too perfect, right?
Belichick's going to try to be the first coach to get to the Super Bowl without throwing a pass. And
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, I'm gonna run the ball 50 times with whatever.
Depends on who he's playing.
But this,
Right.
you know what?
But that was a smart move. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
No, it was
you know,
brilliant.
This is the
Yeah.
first year I've thought that there hasn't been a complete favorite to win the whole thing.
I think it's Tampa.
You're right.
It
Tampa's
looks like
gotta be the
Tampa, but
favorite,
their
but-
defense is so leaky.
But
Like they have to really turn it on
There-
defense
there-
because they're going to
but
face good
the
offenses.
problem is
There's no
like
dominating team right now.
the problem is like Brady was a wild card last year and had to win 3 away games and did it. You know what I mean? So like it
Because that
doesn't even matter.
That defense.
That's
flipped
so
the
hard to
switch.
say though, Smitty, that he's a wild card.
No, they were a wild card last year. They didn't have a
Oh,
home
Tampa Bay,
game.
yeah.
Oh, I thought
They
you
had
meant
to
in
go.
general.
No,
Like
they had
yeah.
they had
Yeah.
to go to Washington. They had to go to New Orleans. They had to go to Green Bay. It didn't matter.
Their
So
de-
to
their
me, I don't get
defense just
right.
split it up,
Like
though.
Brady goes to LA again, he's going to smoke Stafford, guaranteed. There's nobody that in the NFC I think that can beat Brady. Honestly, I don't.
They put up some real stinkers.
Probably right.
They do, but that's what happens, dude. Like last year,
I
then
don't
they
know.
turn it
The
up come
Cardinals-
playoff
the
time.
Cardinals are pretty good.
I mean,
They lost to New Orleans, didn't they?
Without who? Kyler.
No, they had
DeAndre.
There's
Kyler.
no dominant team
No,
in
there
either
is.
conference.
There is.
Nah,
No,
yeah.
there's not.
Tampa Bay.
They're not dominant.
Cardinals.
They're not dominant.
They lost to
They lost to New Orleans, didn't they?
the Bucks or the
Yeah, the
Cardinals?
Bucks.
I thought they
Yeah, they did.
They lost to New Orleans.
Jameis got hurt that game and they won.
Yeah.
That's right.
Look,
Yeah, but-
and I'm not saying that they're a bad team because of that, but it's
Dude,
just
the Bucks were 10-6 last year and a wild card, and didn't look like they were anything, and they went in and just smoked everybody. Let's just call it how they did. They smoked everybody.
maybe
they didn't
everybody was
smoke-
everybody's
didn't
expecting
smoke
them now.
everybody.
Yes, they did.
They didn't smoke Washington.
Yeah, Washington.
Washington
Taylor
almost
Heineke.
won.
Taylor
Yeah,
Heineke
that's
won himself a
right.
job.
That's
I
right.
thought they
Taylor
beat them by like
Heineke
2
came-
touchdowns.
No.
Who they smoked? New
No,
Orleans?
Washington played him close the
I
whole
think
game.
the only game they really smoked was the Super Bowl.
Well, no, they were up to pack. Dude, they were up like 21 or 28 against
Yeah,
Packers.
they did have a good game against the Packers, but the defense flipped the switch. I think they're just
Right, which is
really
what they're
good.
going to do again this year.
Yeah,
So
Alright.
AFC is in New England, you think?
No,
yeah.
no.
It's either New England or Buffalo or Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Buffalo's
Hold on, but
offense
does
is
Kansas
messed
City go to New England in January and beat New England in New England? I'm not sure. About
I don't
that.
know if a rookie quarterback can
They
win
gotta
that
go
game
into-
over Mahomes.
They
I mean, I
can.
like Mac Jones, but
KC can go to New England and win in New England.
why? Because
that's
you're
tough.
talking about because of the
I don't know.
Because
I don't know if I trust Andy Reid in that spot.
And
Yeah.
that cold,
Dude,
I'm
Andy,
not-
Andy
it
will
gets
be
cold in
freaking-
Kansas City.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but not like New England cold.
No,
bro.
but it gets cold.
I
They-
don't think
they-
New England's going to win.
They
the
said
number one
Tom wore a
seed.
scuba suit.
Do you?
Yeah.
They said Tom Brady would wear. He used to wear scuba suits when they played.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't.
cold.
I don't think they're
In New
gonna
England.
get the number one seed.
New England.
Who? New England?
Yeah, I don't. I
Well,
think
they're
does
number
Buffalo
one
have
right now,
another?
aren't they?
Yeah, they're. I think it's what?
Buffalo's
No,
terrible.
Buffalo's
Buffalo's
done.
not getting a number
They're not
one.
done.
Buffalo's
They're not
done.
They got to win this week. I mean, if they don't win this week, then
Right,
it's
they're only one
yeah.
game
you
behind.
know.
I don't even know how they're
I
one game
think
behind.
I think it's between New England and KC.
Baltimore's right there too, aren't they?
Yeah, but
no, they're falling off.
I thought
their
they-
offense is weird.
Their defense is all messed
No,
up.
but
though.
aren't
I,
they-
that's
I
true,
actually
too,
like
yeah.
Cleveland against them this
Nobody's-
week. I think
nobody's
off
giving
of
them-
bye, it's a good spot for Cleveland. Cleveland needs it.
Baker Mayfield shows up.
Chargers.
No love to the Colts.
It's not so much Baker shows up.
Titans
It's just
might
that
win
I
that
think
division.
execution on Baltimore from like a game, like they just played them right, so they beat them, and then they come off a bye, and now they got to beat them again in an
Yeah.
in-division game. It's just a good spot for Cleveland.
Yeah, Buffalo's
to
got.
wake
Yeah.
up.
Buffalo's got freaking. I didn't realize that they got at Tampa this week. But then if they beat Tampa, let's just say Buffalo does, which they're not going to. Then they could get revenge. They have at Patriots, the Falcons, and the Jets, and the Panthers. So Buffalo technically could win the number one seed. I'm not saying they
All right.
will.
We still got plenty of weeks to go to start talking
Yeah.
playoffs. Tone's got some hockey picks for us. Let's get these hockey picks, and we're still going to try to squeeze a little Ben trade talk in here before we get out of here. So what are we
Yeah,
looking at?
Yeah, real quick, 10 o'clock, Winnipeg, Seattle, over. You can get it at 5.5 on FanDuel at like -120. I'm taking over 6 on MGM at +110. And then 2 props for the Edmonton game starting at 9 o'clock. McDavid and Draisaitl each to score a goal. McDavid is +128, Draisaitl is +122. They haven't scored in 2 games. You never get these odds on these guys. They're usually either minus or +105 or +110. Boston has the 9th worst power play on the road. Edmonton has the best power play in the league, 3rd overall at home. I think at least one of them scores tonight, and then you win money if that's the case if you bet both. So
What was that play again, Tom?
it's Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl each to score a goal. McDavid's +128. These are on FanDuel, and Draisaitl's +122.
When's that game start? 9?
Starts at 9. Yeah.
Gotta get on there quick.
I know, right? I'm looking. I'm looking. I'm looking right now.
I followed you on the Zagreus assist the other night, and that was a beautiful assist.
Yeah, you see that? That was crazy.
Yeah, he
man.
did
That was
Yeah, that was a beautiful assist.
The lacrosse
One
goal
goal
that he had.
Did you see?
Yep.
What he did? Yeah, that was
He did.
nice. All right, Tone.
Sixers.
Thanks for some picks this week. Let's win some money. Good luck. I know everybody follow at Tone's Takes on Twitter. He'll be putting out more NFL picks as the weekend goes on and hockey picks every night. So follow Tone, win yourself some nice holiday cash.
There you go.
All right,
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Jim.
All right, boys. Our last bye-bye of the night.
Sixers getting smoked right now.
Sixers getting smoked.
They're
Well,
down
that's where we're
16.
going.
It was a good call to make. They were going to get smoked.
Yeah, I mean Utah's a good team.
Well, yeah, Utah's a good
And they're-
team,
and
but
they're
they
all-
just
they
they
just played
just gave
back-to-backs.
everything they had to Charlotte,
Yeah,
and they're coming off a back-to-back. So,
exactly.
you know, it would make sense. He gave him 43, and then what was the last game he gave him? Like 30.
Yeah, it's this week. Tonight he's got 17.
I mean, but he had 43 the first game against
Yeah.
Charlotte, and then I forget what he had. He had like over 70 points in 2
And then
games.
Saturday they got to play freaking Golden
Yeah.
State.
Yeah. So it's just, I mean, he's a beast. He's trying what he is, but you got a max player sitting down. So what you gonna do?
Right, exactly. That's the problem.
So
Regardless,
what are we
of,
doing about
He's
that
getting
max player?
$6.3 million.
yeah, regardless
Yeah,
if people
it's-
hate Ben or not, they're a better team with Ben Simmons on the field in the regular season. We ain't talking about playoffs in the regular season. I mean, last year, they were the number 1 seed last year, right?
I can't keep going.
Yeah,
I
so-
can't. I'm not even making excuses for the Sixers because, but like, let's just hypothetically say they lose game 7. Doc doesn't answer that question about, can Ben be the point guard? And B doesn't throw Simmons under the bus, right? Regardless if we say it was thrown under the bus, is Simmons playing right now and then we're winning and we can move him?
It depends.
If
do you
I'm saying,
believe?
if
do you believe
nothing
that
was
Ben's-
said, do you think he shows up?
Well,
That's all I'm asking you.
It depends. Do you believe he's telling the truth with his mental health issues?
That's tough. It's kind of hard now because
no to your question, yes to your question.
Because here's the thing, like if you got mental health issues, right? Like, and I remember I told you, like, I'm a big proponent of mental health.
we're not trying to. Yeah, we're not trying to make light of it.
But like, here's the thing: if you really have mental health issues, you're not on Instagram liking people saying, "Oh, Ben and Lillard are
Dude,
together."
that was bullshit from the start.
No, well, yeah, but I'm not going to go
It's an
there just
excuse
because
just to say
it
that-
could be, and it's ignorant to
Dude,
people that do have
it
mental
is.
health
He
issues.
didn't go to get help when he said he had it.
Well, he did go get
His
help.
own people.
but-
Did he really go?
I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And he
Yeah,
didn't
is
go to
it
the
documented?
No,
I mean, I
no,
think-
no, it's not. There's not a written document from a doctor.
I
And I
think
didn't
it-
want to go down that path. I'm just saying
I
your
think it's
question's a
proof in the
different.
pudding
Your
that he
question's
got-
a different question.
No,
to
but
me.
what I'm saying, back to real quick, and we're not going to go into mental health because I know that's a sensitive subject, but it's obvious to me, not regardless of what our thoughts are, the Sixers think he's full of shit because they've fined him $6.3 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like,
As they
regardless how
should.
we feel, because I think we all know mental health's a big deal,
Yeah.
I think we all have to, including myself. I wanted to give him the benefit of doubt, but he's leaning towards the thing of like, not only are you a scumbag for not showing up, but now you're a scumbag because you use mental health, which is a big deal right now in our society, as a way. So it's just a form of ignorance as far as I'm concerned at this point.
I agree, Smitty.
Thank you.
I agree.
There's your validation.
But they got to do
But
something.
They got to do something.
If you
right?
want to
Like,
win now,
are
you
we?
got to do
Yeah.
something.
Are we?
Your
I know
window
there's
is
some of us were
closing.
sitting here saying like, let him sit and rot all
I
season
would
long.
if you can't get what you want.
But at this point,
But there's
you know
two
what the
guys right
market
now
is.
that are available. Beal said he ain't signed an extension. We were talking about this earlier.
Lillard, not
Damian
Lillard.
Lillard is saying to Portland, I'll stay, but you give me a 2-year, 103
extension.
207
He's trying to make Portland look like,
Yeah,
yo, I
sure.
want to stay and like be the good guy, and then Portland's not going to want him. And then also they said anybody that wants the president or GM job thinks
So
that
here's the
Portland's
thing
better
with
without
the,
getting
with
away
the
with Dame.
Lillard situation, though. Lillard's opened up about saying he wants to play with Ben.
that's
You can't trade Ben for Lillard. So how do you get around that?
that-
Unless Portland is willing to go on a rebuild and they'll take your
Harris,
Tobias
Thibault.
Harris, Thibault, your draft picks.
you're
Well,
gonna send Maxi.
Could
too.
you?
Like,
probably-
if you're
you
not
probably
sending Ben,
will
you're
have-
sending
yeah,
Maxey.
you probably
Here-
do have to send Maxey.
Here's
too.
a dream scenario.
But
You
there's
can
Ben want to play with
you
Lillard.
can make that move, right? You move Harris, you bring Lillard here, but then you let Ben sit. And in the summer, because I'm gonna tell you right now, and I wasn't, you flip freaking Ben to Brooklyn for Harden. Harden's not gonna re-sign in Brooklyn. Now you have Harden, Damian Lillard,
and Embiid.
and Embiid.
That
Why
is sick.
do you think that he's not going to resign in Brooklyn?
I mean, he's dude. He does. I guarantee you. I mean, he's kind of
Brooklyn's
came
a
out and
mess.
dude, he was offered a deal and didn't sign it.
Brooklyn's a mess.
If
right
you
now,
really
too.
wanted to be there with KD, you would have signed that deal. I don't think he's going to sign, Nate. I'm going to be honest with
Brooklyn's
you.
a mess. Brooklyn is not going to work this year because of all the egos they have there.
Right, and don't you think that
Well,
he's
they
going to
didn't-
want
they
out?
didn't- they didn't
Yes.
think that.
And I think he knows that he'll get a ton of shots here in
And that
Philadelphia.
all blew up
and
in the
he's
face
got
last
Morey.
year when they were a big toe away from winning.
Well, I think the Kyrie just ruined them.
Yeah, I don't check my emails half the time.
I think
Obviously.
I think Kyrie.
You think Kyrie not being there is a downfall of the Nets?
No, it's
I mean, they're better than us still, but I think Kyrie's kind of ruining the mentality.
Their
of that
chance was
team.
last year.
Yeah, they had their chance.
Their
last
chance
year.
was last year.
and,
And I hate to
it
say it,
blew up in their face.
Kevin
It
Hart
blew
was
up
a
in their
foot
face.
an inch away from getting to the finals. And let's
Durant.
be or Durant.
Kevin Hart's an
Yeah,
actor.
Kevin Durant is.
If he's on the court,
It's
then I should be on the
It's
court.
late for us. It's late.
Yeah, it's late for us.
We'd have Kevin Hart shooting threes and then
Durant.
Jason Kelsey
All right,
catching passes so far tonight.
Kevin Durant, if they, let's be honest, he hits that, they go. But
There you go.
I don't think Brooklyn wins again. And I think Harden sees the fact that, like, let's be honest, dude, it didn't work in Oklahoma City when
It
him and
hasn't
Durant
worked anywhere
played.
he's been.
Right.
Harden's
You
Harden's
put
a
Harden
mercenary.
here with Embiid, I think it works.
Harden's a mercenary. I think he's going to go where the money is and where he thinks he can be top dog.
well,
And it ain't here.
Or somewhere.
But he would give it a try here.
He would give it a try here because of Morey and because he's boys with Meek.
He would give it a try here.
I-
And once he's not top dog, he's going to want to go
I
elsewhere.
think your best reality is Beal.
That's what I'd like
Because
to see.
Lillard's already said he wants to play, he would play in New York. He never said anything about Philly.
Yeah, but
Rather-
Stephen A. saying his people want him. And
But if he comes here, it's not
Dude,
his team.
they have
it's the Jimmy Butler situation all
but
over
they have a
again.
recruiting chip.
It doesn't,
They have his old shooting
it
coach
doesn't matter.
that's been with him since he was
Dude,
in high
it's-
school.
It's the Jimmy
That's a
Butler,
recruiting
it's the
chip.
Jimmy Butler situation all over.
Okay, do you
again.
want to stay in Portland and rot, or do you want to come to Philadelphia and play with a generational talent with Embiid and play with your shooting coach? I think he comes here.
I think he wants to be the guy.
And here's the thing.
Anywhere he goes.
Here's the
He
other
won't
problem.
Be that year.
I agree with you, but with Beal, my thing that worries me about Beal is it's a Jimmy Butler situation.
No,
If
Damian
you-
Lillard is a Jimmy
No,
Butler
he's
situation.
not. No, it's not. If you trade for Beal, he's a free agent. You cannot risk giving it up and Beal doesn't sign a contract here. Everybody thought Butler was
The
going
only
to sign.
the only problem with Beal is he's like flip flop back and forth.
But that's what I'm saying. If he doesn't sign an extension,
Yeah, I
you don't
mean,
make the move.
yeah.
Because then you're
I thought
really
that's what I was
screwed.
going to ask. Like, does he stay? Because
You
that's what
have
he's
to.
saying.
It
Why he
has
wants
to
to
be.
out.
Beal has said he wants to stay there, and then now he's saying, I'm not ready to
He
sign
just-
the extension
Yeah,
yet.
so he wants
And
out.
it's happened multiple times. Like he did sign the extension originally, and then he came out and said,
Everybody
I wanna
knows where he
stay
wants
there.
to go.
And then now he's saying, I'm not ready to sign
Where's
the
he wanna go?
extension.
He wants
LA?
to go to Boston. Him and Tatum grew up together. They're boys. That's where he wants to go.
Let him go to Boston. Give us Jalen
All-
Brown and Marcus
all,
Smart.
all this is just talk and speculation.
Yeah, no
And
doubt.
it's
Well, that's
it's
what makes for a
wait a
good
minute.
podcast.
Wait a minute.
It's-
Everything that we do every Thursday, D, is
Yeah,
just talk and speculation.
No.
Yes,
No.
it is.
We're
But-
insiders. We got some sources.
The only
With-
insider here is Brody.
with Ben
Yeah.
Simmons, it's all talk and speculation.
Yeah, because
So-
nobody the Sixers don't even know what they're doing with him.
No. So
I-
how could we
Because
possibly?
I disagree.
What team really wants him?
I disagree.
Why?
I think Morey knows exactly how he's playing this.
Yeah,
He's
gonna
fine-
He's
no.
gonna just take the calls.
He's finding
and
him,
wait till
finding
his
him. He's
best
and,
offer.
and he's going to get a haul, and he's going to get somebody. We're going to be like, damn, he held on the bend this long for this guy.
At the trade deadline or in the offseason?
I don't know. I can't answer that, but it's going to be somebody that
answer that
excites
right now.
us. It's going to
My
be
sources
somebody
won't
that,
let me know yet.
Well, hey, I got. It's going to be somebody that excites us. I really believe that.
I hope so.
Yeah,
For Ben's potential, it better be somebody.
Yeah.
Like
If
DJ wants
Beal-
TJ McConnell back. If it's TJ McConnell, I'm gonna be
Well,
flipping these
And
tables.
I mean, the
Laverne and
Pacers-
Sabonis
Yeah,
isn't enough either.
the
That
Pacers-
shit's not enough
The
either.
pace. What?
You would do that?
Yes.
I wouldn't.
McConnell and Sabonis.
No,
I would-
Levert.
Yeah.
You are high.
You would do it
No.
Why would you not do
because
it?
Sabonis.
He's a
where's-
better option than Tobias,
and you're
Levert.
stuck with Harris's contract.
No, you can ship Harris.
Who's
out.
taking Harris?
The Pacers? If they're rebuilding, maybe they'll eat the contract.
They're gonna take Ben
No.
and dude. Nobody's taking Harris.
No.
You gotta,
Man.
you gotta shop them.
You know you're in
You
good
can't.
shape.
That
Yeah, you
maybe
can.
Harris goes back to being the third option,
Yeah,
and he's
Sabonis
happy.
and
And
Harris
he's-
can't play together.
Won't fit.
Yeah, you'll
Then
figure it out.
Sabonis won't fit.
It needs to be a superstar with Embiid.
It ain't our problem, so.
It is our
It
problem.
will be our
We're-
problem to
we're
make the
fans.
trades.
Yeah.
We're fans of
What
the
the hell are
team.
you talking about? It's not your problem.
We're in the front office having to make these decisions.
It's our
You might
team,
not
man.
be, but we might be. How do you know?
You're
I know you.
We're
None of these
connected
are in
to
the front
Maury.
office.
Okay.
My name's Daryl Morey.
What's
bro.
your? If anybody had a prediction,
I'm
who do
Batman.
you think they're getting? I think it's Beal or Lowe.
I don't think they're getting anybody. To be
I think it's
honest.
CJ McCollum.
McCollum.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate it.
It's got to be something else at CJ. Then give me like Anthony Simons.
AB is saying De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, but De'Aaron
Yeah.
Fox can't shoot. It's the same problem.
Or Colin Staxton. Or whatever.
He's out for the year.
Kirk Cousins is getting beat up.
I think it's going to be Markel Fultz.
Nate, what do you think? Nate, do you think
Fultz.
I mean, I know you like CJ McCollum, but don't you think you have to get something else with CJ McCollum?
For sure.
You got to get like Anthony Simons.
Do
You
we
have to
not-
get another shooter.
especially after he
Collapse
came out
lung?
and said, with the collapse
Are
lung,
we
yeah.
are we forgetting the offers they got already for him?
We don't know what they got. That's
What
the
do you mean?
problem.
What
There's been
offers
off-
were good?
What was
Covington.
Brogdon, the one from the Pacers.
I would.
Yeah,
Do
the
you know,
Pacers
though-
one was
Do
okay.
you know they were legit?
Yeah,
offers?
Brogdon and
Yeah.
LeVert, I don't think was legit because the Sixers would have done that. Brogdon and LeVert.
I don't think so.
I don't think they would have because at the
I
time,
think that
it
was
wasn't
legit.
like this.
I think it was legit. It was at the beginning,
Right.
I mean,
at the
De'Aaron
time,
Fox.
that was the value.
De'Aaron Fox is kind of another
but
Ben Simmons.
here's
He
the
can't
thing:
shoot.
as much as we talk about Simmons, as much we
I like to see
bullshit
him.
at him,
Yeah.
bullshit about him. If you think outside of the Lakers, Golden State, like he's a max guy anywhere else.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
No, I'm not disagreeing. He's a max guy. It just
but
can't
I'm
work
just-
here. That's the problem. It's too far gone. And you know I want it, Ben. It's too far gone at this point. You find him $6.3 million. He hasn't played. He's turned his back on his
He
teammates.
never will play.
He said
man,
F you
here.
to the city. Like he can't play here
Well,
anymore.
the only reason why I said that is because the Brogdon deal, that tells me it wasn't enough. Like if he's a max guy, almost how many teams are in the NBA?
I mean, they tried to get
30.
Jalen
30,
Brown, right?
30,
you know where their value is.
So
of what
yeah,
they
right.
think
So
of
if you
him. I
think about
agree
there's
with you.
30 teams, and out of 30 teams, maybe I missed one or two, but let's just say out of 30 teams, he's a 20 on 25 other teams. He's a max guy.
Yeah, but I don't
Like, he's a-
understand.
Like he's a difference maker. You put him on your team, you're thinking that
Anywhere he goes, he's an impact.
Yeah, he's an impact, for sure.
Immediate impact on the team.
but
But it depends on what that
do you
team
guys
needs.
understand what AB's
They need him to
obsession
be
is with
an
De'Aaron
impact
Fox?
as a scorer.
What-
He's not that.
what is
he can make your team a better
What is it-
scoring
what-
offense.
What is the obsession with De'Aaron Fox? It's the same problem. The
I
guy
don't
can't
think
shoot.
I don't think it's an obsession. I
got-
think it's just
Yeah,
another.
I think it's just another
speculation.
name
But the
that's
problem
available.
is,
Another
don't
value.
you need to get a shooter?
Dude, you were the one that early on when this all came out.
I
to
said,
take De'Aaron
if
Fox.
we with Healed, I'm not doing it. We
Why
need,
Buddy Hield? Buddy Hield stinks.
you need a
What's the
shooter.
obsession with Buddy Hield?
He can shoot.
He stinks.
Okay.
Dude, you have
What?
enough, you have the same players.
You
on the
need-
team. You have better shooters on this team
You
than
need-
Buddy Hield.
You need a shooter to go with Embiid. De'Aaron Fox can't shoot.
We how many times do we say that? They need shooters. And they address it and then it doesn't like it's still
They don't
like
have a
that.
closer.
Embiid's the
Ah,
closer.
Get the
That's
dude.
what he said.
He-
Embiid said
He's the closer when he's in shape.
when he
dude.
can't pump 18 times like he did last week
I'm
and
just
on the
saying,
inbound
I
and
mean,
decide not
I
to
think
shoot.
if
it.
your franchise guy comes out and
it's-
says, "Give me the ball, I'm the closer,"
It's
you
got to
ride with
be.
him.
It's got to be a Beal. It's got to be a Lillard. It's not gonna be Jalen
It's got to
Brown.
be a scorer.
Yeah,
It's got to be a scorer.
pure scorer.
The only guy I
no
do
more,
like
no
for-
more shooters.
the new-
Give me a guy that says, "Give me the effing ball. I'm gonna go win this game."
How
for
good
us."
is the guy? Because I don't follow
I
that much
think
with San
Embiid could be
Antonio.
that,
How
but
good's
everyone
Murray?
in the league
How
knows
good's Dejounte Murray?
Javante Murray?
With
Ship
other
Ben-
pieces.
Ship Ben to San Antonio. That'd be awesome.
No, because that's what he said today. Popovich wants him, but I'm saying how good
oh
is
my
Murray?
God, him and Popovich would hate each other.
So Murray and like a Lonnie Walker or something. I don't know what San Antonio has.
I mean,
Walker's-
Is Murray enough?
No, he's a nice player, but he ain't. I don't think he's the.
So it's got to be a Beal or Lillard or McCollum. But McCollum worries me about past injuries.
At this point, like I'm just so done with it. I've said it before. I really don't.
I think
care.
Beal. I agree with
I
you.
mean, I want a good trade.
I
value,
think Beal's the
but to be
guy.
honest, I at this point, when it ever does finally happen, I'll get back into it. But right now, the situation, I just don't care.
Yeah,
Like
you got a nice
I-
City Edition T-shirt on there.
I know.
Looks
I mean,
good,
I
brother.
still love it.
No, I love. No, I'm
But
saying the
Ben-
spectrum. I
Ben-
like
The
it.
Ben Simmons situation, I'm just so.
No,
done with
I mean,
it.
I think the only reason why they get anything close to real trade value is because the contracts have to match.
yeah, in the NBA, that's true. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
the only
you know, you
reason
throw some
why they
draft
get
picks
anything.
in there,
I mean,
you
if
take a little
Washington-
money back
if
here and
yeah,
Washington-
there.
that's
So-
true too. You could replace it with trade.
If
right?
Washington, if Washington's
Replace it with
smart,
what?
draft picks instead of players.
if Washington's smart, they know if Beal walks this summer, they get nothing. You get Ben Simmons for 5 years, and he's going to draw tickets. He's going to sell tickets down there. You still have
Ben
Kuz.
Simmons, like I said,
You know what I
be an
mean?
impact anywhere.
If he goes to Washington, he's the guy there. He needs to go somewhere and be the man.
no, he doesn't. He
That's-
can't. He can't
yeah.
be the man. He is not. He's not that guy, pal.
He
He's
wants
not
to.
that
He
guy.
wants to be the franchise.
he actually has a better
cornerstone.
record.
Yeah, when he doesn't play with Embiid.
when he doesn't play
I
with
thought they're
NBA.
like
I did
those
see that. Yeah,
500.
I've seen that before too.
yeah.
He scores more for sure.
Because he has to.
Yeah, right.
It's just because the
He has
ball's
to.
always in his hands.
Right.
All right, we're gonna start wrapping up. I got one more topic, a quick topic. It's the Christmas season.
Oh God.
What do you want What's on your Christmas list for Philly sports?
Mm.
One thing you could get, pick a team.
Is it like an
Pick an organization.
addressing a position or like
It's like what we were just talking about.
okay?
Your wishes for Ben to be traded for Bradley Beal.
I was gonna say it'd probably be a star with Embiid. I would want another
star?
superstar for Embiid over a quarterback. Isn't that something?
Huh.
My priorities need to get in check.
Over a quarterback?
Over the most important position in sports, I'd rather get a superstar for Embiid because I think the Sixers are the closest team, which isn't saying much, to winning a championship for the city. That's how bad they
That's
are.
tough.
I got one for each team. I don't know if you guys want to go around. You want me to start giving mine or?
I could
What do you
get
got?
one for each team easily.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can do
I think
one
we
for
all
each
can.
team.
But that means
For
we're
the
here
Phillies,
for another hour.
For the Phillies, we're all going to say the same thing.
Yeah,
so
no,
maybe we should each take a team.
No, I think I got something different for the Phillies. But go ahead.
You better not be a new.
I want
mascot.
John Middleton to have balls and actually
Okay.
open up his purse and
That's-
pay like he says he's going to
That's
pay.
what I was going to say. To
Yeah,
get
okay.
your freaking
Well,
trophy
I was
back.
I was gonna say to get another bat for Harper.
Yeah.
Get somebody that
Like a
protects Harper.
Yeah.
Like Trevor
Yeah.
Stories.
Yeah,
Castellanos.
Castellanos.
My pick for the Eagles is to Howie not F up the draft next year and to fill some holes that they need starting on defense.
And these could be ridiculous.
The
wishes,
safety
too.
position.
Right, like you could, everybody on their Christmas list each year asks Santa for world peace and to feed the hungry. So
Not
these could be ridiculous wishes too.
Yeah.
So, for example, for me with the Eagles, I want 4 more years of a healthy Jason Kelsey.
Ooh, that's a good one.
4 more years of a
that
healthy
was-
Jason
that was a
Kelsey.
well thought out under
Yeah, that's nice
wish list.
because he.
And
He's
if
done
that,
after
if
this
that
year.
happens,
I
don't
think he is, Nate. That's what's a shame.
I
if
don't-
that
I don't
happens,
think he leaves.
he's definitely going to Canton.
No,
If-
he already is.
You think he retires after this year?
I think
dude,
so.
I don't know if
No.
he retires,
Look,
but I
how,
think
look,
he's.
how, look how beat up he's getting.
Yeah, but I don't
He
think so.
never showed pain. Now he's showing.
If
that
he
he's
does,
getting
he's going to do something with his organization.
Oh
If
yeah, I
they're
don't think he's
farm-
going.
He,
far.
he better be Jeff Stoutland's like right hand man.
If there's a
He
legit
better be the heir to Jeff
quarterback
Stoutland.
that comes next year, then I think he might, say this will be the
Yeah.
last year or something like that.
Well,
Like
I was thinking, either that if a quarterback comes,
Yeah, if a
or
quarterback
they spend a
comes-
shit ton of money in
You
free
know- you
agency.
know
yeah,
who else
but
you gotta
if
think
if
about
if
that's
it's
on that
if it's
line?
the same shit next year, then I think he's
Yeah,
done.
so-
I
too,
think he's done.
I'm too old to deal with.
Right.
I'm too
Yeah.
old to deal with this
Too
shit.
Along-
old and too banged
Along
up.
the line with the Eagles, I gotta be honest. My wish is to get a legitimate wide receiver opposite Devontae Smith.
I would say a franchise QB, a legit franchise.
What are you guys asking Santa for?
Nick Foles.
Oh, good old Saint Nick. Andrew's looking for Baker Mayfield to face Baker Mayfield to FaceTime me on Christmas Eve in an ugly sweater with his Santa hat on. And that's all, just a Santa hat.
Come on, man.
Dude, my kid you're talking
No,
about.
just a Santa hat.
I know.
I got nothing.
You got Nate.
City is terrible.
Yo,
Yo! Who brought him?
He just loves taking.
Damn.
Actually, you
shots
did.
and hot
we need to
takes.
hang out with Krasner.
Nate, you got something?
You talking to me?
Yeah, Nate, what's
You're
your
the
wish?
only Nate in the room.
Ah,
We know franchise quarterback for Nate.
it's tough, man, because I want Broad Street. However, we can get back to Broad Street. I
Any
don't care
team,
what
any
team.
team, yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
I don't
just
care
want
what
You just
team.
want a championship?
Yeah, I just want to
Including
check.
the Union.
But I just don't. I'm trying to think who.
The Union.
Like, who's the closest?
I think it's the Sixers.
No.
See,
Which is not saying much because
I think
they're
it could
not
be the
very,
Phillies
like-
with the right moves.
I look more long term. Like
I do.
my wish for the Sixers is to Joel with brand new knees.
Oh,
Take my knees.
Brand new knees for Joel.
I don't need them.
That gets
Yeah,
him
To be
another
honest,
That's
3-4 years.
I think
right?
the
Like,
Phillies
yeah.
are closest because the
what did you say? It doesn't have to be realistic.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's-
that's not realistic.
I think that the Phillies could be the closest if they make the right moves because I think Harper's the type of guy in the playoffs that
They
can just
got- they
carry your
gotta-
team.
they
They
gotta-
still got to get more
They
pitching.
got to get.
Dude,
So
look
much
at the
pitching.
Braves this year. Originally,
Yeah, but they got hot.
Yeah, and they made
got hot.
moves.
That's what I'm saying. Phillies made a couple moves. Harper's the type of guy in Willard that can
And
carry
they
you.
made in-season moves
Yeah, but the
too.
Phillies don't make like you just said in season moves. The Phillies don't
How about
do that.
our
And
wish
the
would
Braves
be?
have better.
Wouldn't our
offensive
wish be for
power
the
than
Phillies to
Phillies.
develop an actual farm system?
Oh, geez, that'd be a good one. Instead of getting another bat for Harper, develop
What's
a damn
Brody?
farm
I'll-
system.
for
Brody,
my
what else
Phillies
you got?
sake,
Come
for
on,
my
you've been
Phillies
quiet
wish,
tonight.
I'll go with a farm system. Start developing the farm system.
I just said that.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
So you should
So
say
he's
it.
asking Santa too.
Yeah.
Be original. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't say something that just was said
Oh,
2 seconds
God.
ago. Jeez.
Well, didn't have anything until he said that.
My
What do
wish
you
is
got?
I
for
agree with
Steph
that.
Curry to turn in, or Seth Curry
To turn into
to
Steph.
turn into his brother.
Seth is better than Steph. Stop it.
Get that.
We got
Yeah.
the better brother finally. Yo, dude, you are ridiculous tonight with the table.
Come on, Baker.
God.
For the Eagles, I want like a legitimate linebacker. I want
Oh,
Yeah.
a
good
real-
one,
Good job, Brody. Way
That's
to
a
stick
good
true
one,
to the
Brody.
city defensive mind.
Damn.
City.
Brody always coming with the heat.
You want another Chuck Bednarik.
He's a better
Yeah, I
center.
like him.
to go real quick on the Eagles, I hope that we get a healthy 4 years of Brandon Brooks again.
He's on my list.
He's
too. A healthy
gone.
Brandon
I-
Brooks.
I-
Dude,
think-
he's gone.
I don't
Yo,
see him
he's
coming
gone.
back.
but
I
if you
think he
can, if we're
retires.
asking Santa to bring us something special,
I think he retires after this year.
No, I think he's gone.
Dude, the injuries,
Anxiety's
the
up
injuries are just
again.
piling
Seriously,
up,
he can't.
and he can't stay healthy.
Yeah,
He
It's
might
a shame.
retire. He might. It sucks what happened to him
it does.
it does.
because he
And
was
that's a real
great-
legitimate case of mental
great-
health.
oh,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
Lane Johnson. Then you got an asshole like Ben Simmons
Bro,
now
they threw
that's
up to-
using it.
Dude, they threw up together before games.
Right.
What
I
a
mean,
what a
that-
bond. Like, that's a great bond.
and Lane Johnson, like, you know,
And
that
then
would be a great thing
Lane-
too
Lane
for
and
him to get
Brooks,
over whatever
yeah.
he's going through
Yeah.
because we all, you know, he's legitimately, you know, struggling whatever it is. And like the thing that, you know, I think some of us tend to forget. I'm not saying us, but like we think of like guys like Lane Johnson. They win a Super Bowl. They're the highest paid whatever tackle in the game, and they don't struggle with like demons, and they do. You know what I mean? And that's the
Guys
reality.
shouldn't have that,
It's
but they
like
do.
not even just that, but like no matter how much money you make, you should be happy and you shouldn't have mental health issues. And that's not the reality. So like, not to keep going back to Ben, but that's just a slap in the face, man. Like I can't get over it. I know you guys
Steelers
said
suck.
that to me in the beginning, and I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. But the more it goes on, I don't think there's anything more scumbagish you could do than what Ben Simmons did. Then come out and be like, now I'm struggling with mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to like
You know what I mean?
shit on you because it's great what you're saying and all, but this topic was 10 minutes ago, Smitty. Where were you with this? Should have been on the
My
ball.
wish is for Ben
Should have been on the
Simmons
ball.
to have some
Help.
transparency and be truthful.
There you go. That's a good one.
All right.
So that's where that leads to.
All right.
Stop lying about mental health.
I'm
All right.
not. I'm saying
No,
it's
I'm
good.
saying Ben, not
Ah,
you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's the final topic. Before we get out of here,
And
though,
they keep the Spectrum jerseys forever.
before we get out of here,
There you
right?
go.
We gotta.
Oh, that's right.
We got something.
Yes.
So our guy Smitty,
Yeah.
Thank you.
he's got a
You
little.
want me to open
Not
it
for
now?
you.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
Oh, you want me to win?
Yeah, yeah. We
Yeah.
want the live
Show
reaction.
the world.
Smitty's,
Show the world.
Smitty's got a baby on the way,
Nice.
so we got a little something for Smitty.
Sixers.
No, for Schmitty's baby,
For
not for
Smitty's baby.
Smitty.
Well, Smitty might wear it. Who knows?
Well, he might
Oh,
fit into that.
Listen, I'll wear it.
it's the first Hurts jersey
Thanks, man. I
for baby
appreciate you
baby
both.
Smitty.
Baby
Thanks, guys.
Smitty.
I appreciate that. I
You're
really
welcome.
do.
I
Thanks,
kind of
man.
picture
That's
like the
hilarious.
baby coming out with a beard on, like Smitty. It's kind of
Backwards?
backwards.
Yeah, should I put the backwards hat
yes.
on? Thanks, guys. I really
Nice.
appreciate that.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Seriously. Thank you.
Yes. Good luck. All right, folks. We got.
when we come back next week, Smitty will be a father of 2.
Yep.
Yes.
I might still be here Thursday.
Oh,
I'm not
Hold
going
on,
to
what's
Yeah.
what's she
Monday.
do?
Monday. She gets induced.
Oh,
Monday.
she gets induced
Yeah.
on Monday.
Smash and grab.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's one way to
What a
put
way
it.
to describe
If
the
you-
birth of your child.
No,
Smash
if
and
you
grab.
want, like I told you, if you guys want me to go on Facebook Live for the
Dude,
whole thing,
No.
Take a week off.
No.
It's sarcasm. No, I'll be here Thursday. I'm talking about for the.
Oh my
If you want to
God.
see
For
the
the
birth,
birth, yes,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
no.
hashtag it's coming out.
Hashtag it's coming. Hashtag no, it's coming out.
Please end this before this
And,
turns
and we
into
don't
something
need to see the
ridiculous.
afterbirth either, right?
The afterbirth.
Are you a person who does the umbilical cord?
Yeah,
You are?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Did you, Nate?
No, I didn't.
Did you, Deke?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like forced into it.
Wait, do I do it? You mean
was like-
Yeah, I
I,
wasn't-
I,
I was
haven't
just-
done it yet.
So I'm probably
I
giving
might
way.
just
I'm
let
probably
the
giving
doc-
way too many details because with the twins, it was Beirut. It was just
but, see,
you
I
know,
didn't do it.
there
though.
was
I
there
didn't-
was stuff everywhere. There was
Yeah,
probably
no, I
30,
didn't
40
do it
people,
because
and
it's
I
a
was just
C-section.
like,
I'm
what's going
behind
on?
the screen. I don't know.
Nah.
You just hand me a clean baby. I'm
Wait,
like, all
wait.
right, well,
With him, his big head was causing all kinds of issues, and then the doctor was like, "Come on, Dad, come down here," and just put scissors in my hand, and I was like, "What's going on?" And, yeah,
Yeah,
so it wasn't by
I had
choice.
mine
It was
pretty
more-
young. I was
better get
what
that hurt
early
surgery on
20s, like
this year
22,
before you
23 years
straight.
old when I had my daughter, and they asked me to do. I was like, "No, you got it, bro."
my girls, I was 24, I think, when I had the girls.
Yeah.
I gotta do the math real quick, but yeah, I was just like, I
Yeah,
was kind of like in a haze.
I
and the
was too.
doctors
Yeah,
pulled me down.
I
and
did.
was like,
I
okay.
didn't cry. I didn't do any of that stuff that you hear stories about, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's your child coming into the world. I was literally,
Yeah,
I was like gliding in the room. I literally was just watching everything. It was
it's
just
like an
crazy.
out of body experience.
It was, yeah, for sure.
I was 34 when DJ was born, and they politely asked me, "Would
Was
you
that
like?"
1910?
Did you have your did you have your
I'm old.
Yo,
Right,
did you wear your crew outfit to the hospital?
No, I did not.
They gave him a rock to hold the umbilical cord
Right.
against another rock and just cut it that way.
He's
He came in his crew- he came in his crew
outfit
shorts.
on.
They politely
He's like, I'm
they
ready.
said,
I'm
"Would you like to cut the umbilical cord?" And they
Mr. Stroke.
and they handed me a pair. I said, "Sure, all right, yeah, whatever."
I didn't cut it.
Took the scissors and cut it.
It was
I'm not
it was a
cutting
rough cut.
I'm not
It
cutting.
was a rough cut. It was like
Stop. But you
It
guys
was,
can't handle it.
it was tougher than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was expecting just to cut paper,
Deke thought he had
but
to use his teeth.
it was a rough cut.
It was
yes.
I was about to say,
Right.
is it like a rubber band? Like what?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
exactly. Yes.
No,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
more
yeah.
than a rubber
It was
band.
like a bungee cord almost.
Yes.
Like
Wow.
a bungee cord. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably too much. That Santa went
Right.
real.
We got seriously derailed.
Somebody do something with that, pops. God damn it.
I'll make
The
sure
old
video,
heads talking about
I'll
birth.
video the umbilical cord, and then you guys can, you guys can
She needs to get
assess
a piece.
my understanding.
The last thing I want to see though is the afterbirth. When I saw that, I was like,
Thank you for
That
hanging out with us.
Wait a minute.
I was about to say, you
You're
see
not behind
everybody
the
to the
sheet?
left of the screen
I'm behind
laughing,
the
having a
sheet.
good time. Everybody to
You're
the
behind
right
the
is
sheet.
like,
No,
stop.
I
End the
was
show,
right there.
Jim.
Did she do a C-section?
Like, what are we
What
doing?
are we doing?
Yeah, see?
We're scarred.
When Jess
We're
does a
putting
C-section,
scars.
it's, I can't. I got this whole sheet over me.
There's young
I feel
ears
like,
in the room.
Yo, I feel like I'm in the blue medical tent. You know,
Oh my god.
because I can't see anything.
No, I was
Is your
no.
wife
She went
okay?
natural.
Yeah, she's all right.
She went natural both times, and
Okay.
Dad.
Yeah, that was back in the day, though. That's
Yeah,
back-
now
yeah.
C-sections are like,
Yeah, back in the day,
Yeah.
your wife had
Andrew's only 16. He's not that
your
old.
wife had babies back in the yards and stuff. They didn't have hospitals.
Yeah, or in the
Yeah.
tub, bathtub baby.
Yeah.
Look,
Bathtub
I
baby.
will be the first one to say,
Say,
Oh,
women.
DJ took the headphones off.
Yes, and Deke's like this, under center. Blue 32.
He's like, hold up. Did he just talk about my mother?
Deke's underneath,
My
like,
bad.
waiting for the snap, like Jalen Hurts clapping for it.
I will be the first one to say,
Omaha! Omaha! Are you?
End the
the
show.
women are definitely the stronger of the species.
The best
For
is
sure.
You
Please
know what I
stop.
say?
Yo,
Absolutely.
If birth was up to me,
Please
we would
stop.
have been extinct a long
Yo.
time ago.
the best is Derek Carr. He gets a lot. We're okay. We're okay. Omaha.
Stop now.
Please
All
stop.
right.
Oh my God, they're acting like we're
Right?
we're talking about having a
Right.
baby. You'll be here someday. It's what?
All right, we
It's
went
the
off. We went
greatest
off
gift
there.
in the world.
We were so ready.
Everybody
we
would
were
agree.
So ready to close it down.
Right up there with
We
the-
were so ready to close
we
it down.
ended as the
We're
same
closing.
time Ben Roethlisberger's
Uh,
career just ended.
Joe White
Oh.
says,
Joe-
Nate, hit end event.
Big Ben just died.
We're having fun.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, Ben's done.
Ben's done.
Dude, that's worse than
That's
hitting
his
that.
career.
No,
Career's over.
no, that's worse than
Because he's
hitting.
retiring.
That's
after
worse
this
than
year.
hitting the pole with his motorcycle.
Hold on. What happened? He got hit in the head, hit in the body.
Nah, Ben's fine.
Yeah,
It
that's,
looked like it
He
was
got
rough.
rocked, but it
Yeah.
wasn't. He's
Yeah.
fine. He'll be back in. All right,
it's not
folks.
like he was violated like he did tonight. You know.
Oh,
wow.
We're
That's
gonna-
where we end the
Here-
conversation.
Yeah,
Here's his other derailment.
Yes, yes.
Coming down the tracks.
Mute that mic.
We're okay. We're okay. Omaha.
Oh my god. It's time for Ben.
All right, folks. We got on a little late
And Smitty
tonight,
had no pops at all.
and we're getting. He's playing us off. We're getting played off. All right, folks.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. There it is.
This was one of his greatest shows.
All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out with us again on another episode of Santa Big First Podcast.
They learned about the Lord first.
Be excellent to each other. See you next week.
That was great. We're okay. We're okay. I don't understand why